But I want to show you guys 4 books that actually shaped my identity and what I think most influenced me and taught me, as I am a firm believer that self-education is the key to freedom. So we're going to start off first with the book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Now, I read this book about a year ago. The book had a lot of impact on me. The reason why is it was at a time where I was distracted. And what this book speaks on a lot is, let me see if I can prop this book up. All right, so what this book taught me a lot was about the internal. All right, definitely since I'm in sales, a lot of things that we do in sales, we focus on a lot of tactics, different sales tactics, communication tactics, different ways to, get the sale or influence somebody, etc. But what this book taught me a lot about was the inner work and the character aspect of things that people, I would say, neglect actually more often than not, especially in today's age. People so much on what's the thing that's fast, what's the thing that's quick, what's the thing that's going to give me results. And yes, you can get results without that character building, I believe, by using tactics. But if we speak in long term, and on this channel we teach long term, you need to build that character first. So a few things that I wrote down from when I did read it was, number 1, be proactive, not reactive. All right. So if you see opportunities coming about, let's say AI. Let's say AI because that's what we're in now. You see what's going on with AI right now. Now what you can do is you can wait. If that's what you want to do, you can wait, see what it's going to do, see how it's going to affect your life, see how it's going to disrupt your industry, or you can get ahead of that. Right? And that's choosing to be proactive, getting ahead of it. How do I be the winner out of this? Or how do I stay afloat, or whatever the case may be, instead of reacting and then you're behind the 8 ball. Another thing I learned was begin with the end in mind. All right. Like I said, we're going to stay on the AI thing because that's what we're on now. What is the possibilities with AI if AI came into your workforce or into your job or into your business or into your industry? What does that look like? All right. And now once you find out what that possibly looks like and you break down with your team, as what we do in my group, we break down and see, okay, this is going to affect, let's say, for instance, real estate. This is going to affect real estate because it's going to take away this. All right, great. Now, how are these things going to affect it positively? How is it going to affect it negatively? Okay, it's going to take a lot of paperwork away. It's going to take out this part of the transaction, this part of the transaction. Okay, great. It actually can help you, whether hinder you, depending on the way you look at it. So the whole big thing about this book is identity and internal alignment drives your external success. The next book I have is Psychology of Money. Now, I'm be honest, I read this book in like 3 days. When I opened this up, I could not stop reading it. One thing I like about this book, so as I just go through here, like for instance, this chapter, it says, wealth is what you don't see. Now, most things that we read, most things that we see online, we might already know, but sometimes it's good to get a refresher and have it on the forefront of our mind. Spending money to show people how much money you have is the fastest way to have less money, right? It's simple, you know what I mean? But you don't necessarily think about it. But the more you spend, the less you have, depending on what you spend your money on. But the more you spend, the less you have, the quicker it is that you go broke, all right? So it's really a race to the bottom. That's one of the things that I learned from the book. Compounding requires time. This book, really pushed me to be more patient. Just with everything in life. It slowed me down a lot. I'm not content as far as like if I stayed at this level and I never went up another level for the rest of my life. Am I happy with that? No. But right now in my life, I am content. And I realize that if I believe in God, if I continue to study, I continue to learn, that I will get better. And this book kind of slowed me down. Also, he used the representation of Warren Buffett, as we all know how he got his wealth. And I believe it said 99% of his wealth came after he was 60 years old. So I thought that was big. Lastly, from this book, give yourself room for error. I thought that was huge as well, because a lot of times we put ourselves in position that, yes, we can win big. Let's say you're trading stocks, right? And you put it all on the line, all the chips on the table. If it fails, and you go downhill and there's no coming back, well, obviously that's not a good trade. Yeah, there are some people who won big and now they're at the top echelon of their field. but there's also people who won bad and now they're homeless. Don't put yourself in that position. Leave some room for error. If you do win big, okay, great. But if you also lose big, that it doesn't kill you. All right. Next, how to win friends and influence people. Now, man, woman, child, grandma, grandpa, whatever. I extremely recommend this book. This book is super simple. I believe this book was written in the 1920s or something, or I'm not sure. I know it was a long time ago. I know something in the early 1900s though. I love this book. Not only because, like I said, I love simple writing. Not only because it's written simple. It has timeless material in here that will last forever. How to make a good first impression. How to win people your way of thinking. This book helps a lot in sales. Just a lot in life in general. Don't criticize or condemn, which is also in the Bible. Speaking about judging, all of that. Smile. Remember people's names. Like, those are such simple things that we all know that we don't apply in our everyday life. But just seeing this, now every time I not only see this book, but just in my day-to-day, I think about it. It's on the forefront of my mind. If I meet you, hey, nice to meet you. What's your name? You say Emily. I will then try to, because what I learned from the book, I will then try to connect something to Emily so I can remember her in that setting. So implement Emily Hall. Let's say, for instance, every time I get in that hall, let's say it's a person I met at the gym, how would I remember her? Because this is Emily Hall. Or just small little things that I don't necessarily have to say to anybody else. I'll just say it within myself. But then I'll remember, hey, once I see her, hey, Emily, how you doing? Hey, dang, he remembers me. He must care about me. He must be interested in me. Then she'll be interested in me as well, right? So let's start off with smiling, remembering their names. Yeah, so one of the big things that I got from this book is influence is built on genuine interest and respect. Not just acting like I care or, just showing it and putting a fake smile, but genuinely being happy. You tell me something, I'm actually in that moment with you and understanding you. And then lastly, the big boy, 600 some pages, Tony Robbins, Money Master the Game. All right. 7 simple steps to financial freedom. Now with this book, I forgot to put up that book. But now with this book, it's a lot to say on this book. And I like this book a lot. I've realized that I actually like the bigger books more because the smaller the book is, like for instance, let's say this book, Still Like an Artist. Very small book. It gets right to the point. It is an extremely good book. It depends on what time you're on, what situation in your life and circumstances, etc. But it gets right to the point, and it's something that you can apply quickly. But I would say it lacks substance because of how small it is. I wouldn't say it lacks substance because the writer is bad, because I think he's a great writer. I think he's just raw, authentic. But compare that to a 600-page Tony Robbins book. What do you think I'm going to remember more for a lifetime? Right? Some things that I got from this book is fees destroy wealth silently. And the reason why I'm going in depth with each book is because I want you guys to read these books. All these books are sitting here, right? And I read them all. Don't allow yourself to lose in life because you didn't apply yourself and you didn't go out and learn the information that was right in front of you. Go on Amazon right now. Any of these books, I'll tell you the good books. This is a great book on motivation. Read People Like a Book. This was when I was in my psychology phase. Read People Like a Book. Think Like a Psychologist. How to Listen with Intention. This is all psychology. Being a Better Communicator. Dare to Lead. This is actually a great book. This when I was in college and I was in a leadership role and I wanted to be a better leader. Read that book. The Way of the Superior Man. This is when we initially started the book club, and it was a group of men that we first started off, and we was like, okay, how do we, as young men, I believe it was 21, 22 at the time, become stronger men? Become, better men in all rounds. Become, rich in all aspects. That book, Celebration of Discipline. I'm strong. I'm stronger and stronger in my faith. I am a Christian. I believe in Christ, that he died for our sins. I believe they died on the cross and rose again on the third day. I'm going to make that very clear. So this is a book. This is getting better at that. Whether it's my meditations, prayer, fasting. The one thing, keeping things simple. All right. And as y'all know my acronym, SSP, super simple, practical. The one thing. So different parts of your life, you apply different things. It's actually the book that I'm reading now. But you apply different things in your life. And this book is one of those books that I'll forever remember reading. because of how much vital information that they have. Know your freedom number. Like I said, these books kind of all tie into each other. Know your freedom number. What that means is, what does it take financially for you to be comfortable, for you to live the life that you want to live, for you to retire, for you to be, comfortable, for your wife and your children to be comfortable, etc. What does that take? Asset allocation is everything. Wealth comes from strategy and allocation, not from hot picks. And as you can see, all these books are different dots, but they all have their own framework, right? So what I'm doing is I'm drawing my own line. Into that book, now I got another book. That's that framework. And all I'm doing is I'm just creating a big glob of information, doing my own self-education, my own self-studying to then transform my life and apply these things to my children, spouse, parents, the world, content. So the more I learn, the more you guys learn. And so this is what this journey is all about. So my favorite books, like I said, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Psychology of Money, 7 Strategies of... The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and Tony Robbins, Money Master the Game.